Hello, everyone. This is Tomer Camille from the SEL podcast, Jumping Forward, and this is a new episode. Today, we're having here Dominika with us. We're really excited about this episode. Dominika is a self-published author, a life and business coach, and a self-publishing advisor. Hey, how are you today?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I'm all good. How are you yourself?
I'm good, thank you so much. And you told me about your life story, about your experience, and you've done so many things. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. So, as you already mentioned, my name is Dominika. I am a self-published author. So, I actually published over 50 books by now on Amazon, including coloring books, planners, journals, and stuff like that. And I really, really love doing it. And because I love personal development, it changed my life so much that now I actually coach people as well about mindset, life, business, and this kind of stuff. And I also love publishing books, and that's why I help other people do the same to be able to publish books because so many people wrote some beautiful book but they don't know how to get it published. So that's where I can come in and I help other people do the same. But outside of professional life, I love being out in the nature and just spending time with new people, meeting new people, being close to those who I know. And yes, that's a little bit about me.
How did you end up publishing books?
Yeah, so I actually always wanted to become a published author, but a lot of people told me this is not realistic. You should go and get like a normal job. So obviously, I went to college and I did all those things. I studied. I thought that maybe I will actually become a teacher one day. But then COVID happened, and I thought, okay, I don't think this is career for me. So I went on this journey of personal development, learning more about myself, what I actually want out of life. And then I found out about self-publishing on Amazon and I said, wow, like let me give this a go. So at that time I was actually working just a normal 9 to 5 job. And I said, let me give this a try because if I don't try, I will never know. So I started publishing books and I didn't stop on one or two or three books. I published over 50 and I'm not stopping now. I'm still going to publish even more. So that's kind of how I started, just going with what I was passionate about.
So actually, we are talking here about chasing your dreams and achieving goals. So from your perspective, why is it so important to fulfill our dreams?
I think it's really important because we all have some kind of dream. And actually, most of the time, our dream is linked to something we are good at, something we are talented at. And if we don't go after our dream, we actually end up living very unhappy. We end up living very unfulfilled. And that can cause actually a lot of problems later in our life. And I actually experienced that myself because I used to listen to what other people told me how I should live my life. And because of that, I actually ended up being quite depressed and I had suicidal thoughts. But then I learned about what my dreams are, that I can actually go for them because I am capable, I am smart enough. And I feel like fulfilling your dreams is actually going to make you the happiest person on earth. And it actually motivates you to become better, wiser, and it motivates you. It motivates you in general to just be a better person, just to actually continue learning how to develop yourself, to become wiser, because you really have that dream and you really want to fulfill it. So you are going to learn how to go there. So I feel like everybody has a dream, but most people don't believe it's possible to get to that dream. But it's actually really important to not allow ourselves to stop dreaming just because we turn adults, just because we become adults. it's important to continue having the dreams and actually go for them, because anything is possible once a person decides to go for it.
I think it's important for us to do it as parents as well, because when our kids see that we are chasing our dreams, it pushes them to do the same thing. And at the end of the day, they copy us and mocking us. And if we do something, usually they will do the same thing. So if they do that, we have ambition and we have motivation and we are chasing the dreams, so most likely they will do the same. Um, how do you celebrate your success? So let's say that you are working on your new book, you publish it. Do you stop for a second and celebrate it, or you're going for the going to you start working on the next book?
Yeah, that's actually a brilliant question, because yeah, as human beings, we most of the time just go for that next thing and the next thing. And it's so important to celebrate. So I always try to do something to celebrate. And it doesn't necessarily mean having this huge party or something to celebrate. Sometimes what's enough is just to go and have a cup of coffee at some beautiful cafe you've never been at, or just having like a dance in your room, in your living room. So that's what I like to do. I like to just take a pause and say, yes, I achieved this, this is beautiful, now let me go have a break and enjoy the nature, or go and have a coffee at some beautiful place I never been at, or this weekend I'll go to a beautiful place, like go on a trip or somewhere. There are loads of different ways how somebody can celebrate. So that's what
Yeah.
I like to do. Just take a pause, and it doesn't have to be something extraordinary. It can be something simple, but when you actually learn to celebrate every single step of the journey that you're at, your body will naturally want to actually achieve more, because you will be used to celebrating. So it's always important to celebrate, even if it's just a small dance or something.
Yeah, I agree. And you work with your clients about achieving their goals. So according to your experience, what are some of the most common obstacles that hold people from doing that?
Yes, I mean, obviously, that's a question I could talk about for a few hours, but I think the most common problem that people face is actually self-doubt. And self-doubt is really dangerous, because if you don't believe in yourself, you will not go for your dreams. So if you don't believe you're smart enough, if you don't believe you're capable, some people believe like stuff, for example, like my English is not perfect, or whatever language you want to do the thing in. And this actually stops them from going for their dream, from achieving the goals. When in reality, we should actually switch that focus and say, no, I am capable, I am smart enough, I can achieve my goal, I can achieve success if I put in the work, because it's inevitable. If you put in the work, you will actually succeed. So I think self-doubt is really, really something that majority of people struggle with. And then fear as well. A lot of people have different fears. For example, fear of judgment, like what are people gonna think if I do this, or what are people gonna think if I go against the norm. For example, for me, it was, if I go against the norm and start showing myself online, I become a published author, what are people gonna think? What are people gonna think of me? Are people gonna judge me? And then people are really afraid, for example, of failure. And actually, failure, if you are afraid of failure, you are already failing before you even begin, because you don't you actually stop yourself from going and trying to do the thing when you are afraid that you will fail. So you are actually already failing, and you live that fear. So a mixture of all of those things, it's most of the time what people struggle with. But once you identify which of these you need improvement in, then you will know exactly how to move forward, and that will actually help you achieve your goal.
So, and can you share a success story of one of your clients that you work with, someone who overcame those obstacles and managed to achieve their goals?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually have quite a recent example. I worked with a woman who wanted to become a self-published author as well. She
Mm,
wrote a book and she really wanted to get it published. But her problem was that she was thinking, what are people gonna think about me when they read that book? Because that book was quite personal for her. So she
yeah.
was feeling like people will judge her, people will look at her differently, and she also struggled with self-doubt. So she was thinking maybe the book is not good enough. She said she read it thousands of times to try to revise it and change it because she felt like it's not good enough. But I reassured her, I'm sure it's fine, everything will be okay. And I helped her work through those fears and that self-doubt that she had. And then I helped her, with all the technical stuff of publishing books on Amazon. So I helped her with creating the book cover and stuff like that. And we got her book up on Amazon. And actually, within a few days, she became a bestseller on Amazon. So
Wow.
sometimes, so sometimes you really doubt yourself. You have those fears that if you allow them to just stop you from going, you will not achieve that success. But if you push forward, even if you have that self-doubt or that fear, and you give it a try, something beautiful might be there on the other side. And that's what happened for her. So it was incredible.
Wow, this is a great story. Yeah, because she could have chosen the easiest way and maybe to publish the book under a different name, but it's not about that. It's about the process. About I'm proud of my art, I'm proud of my book, I'm proud of my way, I'm proud of who I am, and she did it, and
Yes,
I think this is the most important thing.
absolutely.
So, and I understand that you have published several successful books. So can you tell us a little bit more about your books, maybe about the books that you want to publish in the near future?
Absolutely. So as I already mentioned, I published over 50 books by now.
Yeah,
And I actually publish under variety of pen names because I publish many different types of books. So I have stuff that are for teenagers, for kids, for adults, for business owners, for Christian people. And I just decided to publish them under pen names just to build more trust with the customers. And I love it because I publish coloring books, which are very fun to make, planners, journals, activity books for children and stuff like that kids can just play with. And I recently published a memoir about my life, and it's a personal development memoir. So it includes stuff about myself, about my life, how I found forgiveness, and that helped me achieve beautiful things in life. So it's a book that's took me actually a few years to write, but in the end it is here, it's published, and I'm very proud of myself because I actually, here's the thing, I should even say, sometimes you will even have self-doubt even if you've done something many times. So I actually published already like over 50 books, but with that personal development memoir that I wrote, I actually struggled with it a little bit because it was a different type of book,
yeah,
and it was personal. So I was like, what if people will not like it? And my mind was going crazy places, but then I was like, no, I just have to do it. Like, I can't just allow that fear to stop me anymore. So that's what I do. And the books in the future, I mean, I have a lot of ideas all the time, but I have to work at one project at a time. So
mhm,
sometimes I publish coloring books, sometimes I come up with some other journals, but I also in the future want to publish more books about personal development because I love this. I'm very passionate about the topic. So we will see. We will see how it goes. I have loads of ideas, but yes, everything requires time. So we
yeah.
will see.
I think that those fears that you talk about, sometimes we can use it for our benefit because it stops us for a second and let us go over again and maybe try to fix it, maybe try to change it, maybe to work with someone on the book. As long as it doesn't stop us and it works, maybe work harder, it can be helpful sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. Because, yes, sometimes we can pause and think about where the fear is leading us, but we cannot allow it to stop us entirely from doing what we really want to do. Because that's what life is about. We will have fear. It doesn't matter how many times you did something like me. I published over 50 books, but I was still afraid to publish one of them. So there will be fear, but we just have to learn how to be strong enough to say, I will still do it, even if I'm afraid, because then something beautiful can happen on the other side.
And you mentioned in the beginning that you face some resistance from people close to you. So how did you handle it? How did you handle this? Because it's not easy. And how did you didn't listen and kept chasing your dreams?
Yes. So I actually ended up listening to people a lot of my life. And because of that, I was living quite unhappy because obviously I was not living my dream.
Mhm.
And later on, because I started finding out about personal development and mindset work, this is what actually helped me to see who I am, what I want out of life. And it helped me realize that at the end of the day, this is my life. And if I do want to become a published author, this is not something that's impossible. I just have to put in the work and I have to trust and believe, and I will be able to get there. So that's how I overcame it. It was a lot of mindset work, fighting through that self-doubt that maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I'm not made out for this, because majority of the times we actually stop ourselves the most because people will tell you stuff like this is not a good idea because they will try to protect you, which is normal,
Yeah.
but it's important to just say to yourself, what is the truth here? Like, is this really what's going to happen? Or what will be the benefit of me going for that? Because at the end of the day, if this is your dream, and of course some dreams might be a little bit dangerous, like some people might want to do some, extreme sports, it's important to ask yourself, like, is this definitely the direction I want to go for? But when you actually take some time to think about mindset, self-doubt, what are your fears, you will be able to overcome that, and then you will be able to go for it if that's what you choose. But it's important to, listen to other people around you because they might give you good advice. But at the end of the day, it's important to also listen to yourself, like, where do you truly want to be? Do you feel like this is where God wants you to be? Because that's how I believe. That's how I go about these things.
So we're moving to the last part of this episode. What is one thing that you do to keep yourself calm when you are struggling?
Yes, I think obviously number one for me is prayer.
Right.
Actually taking some quiet time and pray and ground myself, because some people pray, some people meditate. For me it's prayer, because that's how I connect with God, and that helps me to calm down, because a lot of the times we as humans, we have some fear or doubts and we start to overthink a lot. But when we actually take some time to be in prayer or meditate, it can help us actually get grounded to see what's happening in this situation. And there is no situation that's too big to overcome. But sometimes, if we feel like there's chaos, we have to just pause and allow ourselves some time to actually look look deep within ourselves, look into our soul. There is answers there. And even stuff just like very simple, going out in the nature and separating yourself from the situation for a little bit, that can help a lot. Just connecting to the nature, connecting with God, listen to the birds singing, that can help so much. Because when sometimes if we focus too much on the problem is just gonna keep appearing. But if we isolate ourselves from the problem, from the chaos, from whatever obstacle we have, then we receive the answers when we don't even think about it. So it's important to just create that boundary between and say, okay, now I will take a break and see where I'm gonna go with this next.
And how do you move yourself from a negative mindset to a positive mindset? It's a bit different because let's say that you publish a book and it's not as successful as you thought it was. Sometimes it happens. So what do you do in order to, to move on?
Yes. At the end of the day, I always just allow myself actually to be in that moment and allow myself to feel that negative emotion for 5 to 10 minutes or an hour or two if I need to. And I don't actually make myself feel bad about the fact that I am sad because it's a normal emotion. It's okay to get
Mm-hmm.
sad. It's okay to be upset for a little bit. So actually a lot of people suppress the emotions and they say I don't want to ever feel bad, but it's okay to sometimes feel upset if something upsets you. So the way I look at it now is I allow myself that time to just feel that emotion and say, okay, I am upset, this is not good, this is not nice, i I was hoping for this but it didn't work out, so whatever, it happened. I allow myself to just feel this sadness or frustration, but then I say, okay, now it's time to snap out of it. What can I do better next time? Let me improve my mood. Let me listen to my favorite song. Let me dance for a little bit, or just, do something that I enjoy to bring my mood up again. Because yes, it's like things will happen that will upset us. We will not always feel good. That's life. Life doesn't always look like rainbow and sunshine. This is normal. We are human. We have all the emotions. So actually, what helped me the most in life was to just accept the fact that I am a human with human emotions. It's okay to feel all the emotions, but it's important to snap out of those emotions that don't serve us. Let us not stay too much in sadness, too much in anger, too much in frustration. Just, yeah, okay, allow yourself 5 minutes if you need to, and then move on, because there is no point to dwell in it. So I like to always try to snap out of it and say, okay, let me try to do something that I enjoy, and that always improves my mood.
Yeah. And last question, what are three things that you are grateful for?
Okay, so today I think I am very grateful for being alive, because it's really a blessing to be able to be alive. And I didn't always think like that actually about my life when I used to be very unhappy. So now, because I brought my life all around, and I turned it around, now it's so much better. I'm very grateful to be alive because I have so much to give to the world, to the people, and this makes me really happy. Another thing that I'm grateful for obviously is the nature, because today I had a beautiful walk in the nature in the morning. I watched the sunrise. I started the day off very slowly, and that was truly beautiful, because sometimes we think we need loads of money to make us happy or something, but actually moments like that are what are just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And another thing that I'm grateful for is being able to work online and meeting new people. So for my clients and for the future ones to come, that's what I am grateful for.
So thank you so much for your time. I learned so much. I think that you're doing great work, and the fact that you did well and now you teach other people to do the same and follow, and you encourage them to follow the dreams. I think it's great. Anything else you would like to add before we finish?
I think I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate your time. And for anybody who is listening, go and chase your dream. Don't allow the fear to stop you, because if you don't try, you will never know, because it was the same for me. If I would never try, I would never publish so many books. I would never quit my full-time job. And it's important to not allow the fear to stop you. You will have fear, just push through it and try to do things even if you are afraid.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you.